Hi guys, welcome. I'm Jana and it is Cindy Grace Sunday. This was created by Bekah Jo, the makeup tax lady here on YouTube. I'll leave all her information linked below. Today we are duping the Biba palette from Natasha Denona. I actually was talking about this recently in a Cindy Grace Christmas in July sale. I said it reminded me of the Love's Journey palette. And that's what those two look like. You see, it has a little bit more color in the Biba dupe, but they are pretty darn similar, I will say. But I thought it would be fun just to go ahead and dupe the Biba palette. I actually use all Cindy Grace shadows in this video today, so we're going to go through and I'm going to let you know what each one of them is. I will also be creating two looks with this dupe palette. One, I will be recreating a Mel Thompson look. So I think I've covered everything. Let's get started. All right, guys, here we go. I'm just going to start from the top and then I'm just going to work my way across. Again, these are all Cindy Grace shadows. So the first one for Rustic, I used Coliseum. Yeah, I'm just going to do it right here. I have burnt myself so many times. I just covered it. But this week, I'm just like, what's going on? Then this one is Prairie, and I used peanut butter. This one is for Cocoa, and it is Beyond. Look at those. Those mattes they're just so beautiful and rich. This one is Freckle, and I used San Diego. This is for Shine, and I used Mascot. That is so beautiful. It's like just a beautiful neutral gold. I love that. This one is Pasha, and I used Back to School. This is Monroe, and I used Tall Boots. Another one of my favorite Cindy Grace shimmers. This is for Rayon, and I used, I think it's Voila. This one is Buff, and I used Dearest Constance, and this is the Deep. I believe that was from the Talia collab, but I'm not positive. This one is Tone, and I used Crunching Leaves. It's so buttery smooth. Yeah, a little bit more on there. This one is Seed, and I used Keep Smiling. This is Tor, and I used Misty Haze. Let's get to finish that off. There we go. This is Sculpture, and I used Concrete Road. This one is Spot, and I used Midnight. And lastly is Tusk, and I used San Jose. Almost ran out of room. All right, that one's kind of hard to see, but I mean, it's a beautiful, like it just screams fall, doesn't it? It is just a beautiful fall color story. All right, guys, now we're ready to get into the looks. All right, I have to tell you guys, I am just feeling so uninspired by this palette. I don't know why. I did one look with it already and I just could not decide what to do. So I went searching YouTube to see if I could find some inspiration and I came across Mel Thompson. Love her. And I'm going to be recreating one of her looks. If you want to check her video out, I'll link it below. She has 4 looks on there, but that's what we're going to do in this one. I'm going to recreate her look. All right, we're going to start out with a rayon. Somebody actually just commented when I used her Tiny Marbles palette that I should check Mel Thompson out. And oh my gosh, I love Mel Thompson. She's the one that got me hooked on Cindy Grace. Her Tiny Marbles palette was the first one that I ever tried. I feel this shade, well, it could be because of skin color. It looks a little bit different on me than it did on her, but that's okay. We're just gonna trust the process. I feel like I have gray on here. Oh no, did I pick up, is this, it looked like it was the right shade. Let me try it on this side. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like this brush must have had something on it. Darn it. All right, what are we going to do here? All right, I took that off and we are going to try it again. And I forgot to mention, this is the Sydney Grace E11. All right, and then I got the Rougher 27, and she tapped into tone. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is about this palette. I think it's the shimmers for me. Like, I was actually just talking to somebody, and I think I'm just getting like really picky on my shimmers for some reason. Like, I want like a lot of shimmers to be able to choose from, and just getting a little where I just like certain formulas. It's no surprise, you probably know Ensley Rain is my favorite, and then I would say my second favorite brand is Bella Beauty Bar. I think their and Ensley Rain's shimmers are very close. And then I'd probably rank Unearthly. Although Unearthly's formula it's different. I like it, but it's different. I think it's time to schedule some brush washing time. This is the Refro 01, and we're going to go into, is it Tor or Thor? I'm going to have to double check that, but we're going to go into this one. And we're packing it all over the lid. All right, now we're going to go in with a smudger brush and back into Thor. I'm going to go with the River 28 and tap into Monroe. All right, no extra product. I'm just going back in with the rougher, and I just like to blend when I do an under brow highlight. I just like to blend it out just a little bit. All right, wiped off the rougher 28. I'm going to go back into Rayon. I got the rougher 02 and going into Tone. Back in with a smudger brush, and I'm going to tap into Spot. Very happy with this so far. I think I need to change my shirt because when I was watching hers, what is this? Is Rayon? It looked more pink, like a burgundy, but more blended out with a pink. So I think we're going to have to do a wardrobe change. All right, for blush, I'm going to go in with Max Melba. All right, now I'm going to try Max Peach Twist. I don't think I've used this too much. All right, guys, I'm going to go finish this look up, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so this is my version of the eye look, and this is Mel, so let me know what you think. I love this. I mean, it's Mel. It's Mel Thompson. She's timeless. What can I say? Let me tell you what I finished off with. For the lower lash line, I went with Ivory from Melt. For lip liner, I went in with Saucy Toffee from Milani. Then I blended it out with Cafe Olay from Milani. Then I went in with Manila from Ofra. Alright guys, I went in with the Cream Shadow Boardwalk. I'm going to go in with the shade Maiden's Blush from RMS Beauty. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Sun Kisser Liquid Blush in the shade Uptown Girl. Alright guys, I'm going to go finish this look up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. It's just like so grungy fall vibes for me, and I love it. I do want to mention before I move on, when I got up close to check my makeup out, so bad. It you could kind of see like where my blush is up here. Up here, it lifted my blush and all my makeup, and I know it wasn't the shields because it was like perfect circles where I had put that. So unfortunately, it lifted my makeup, and this is a swift declutter from my collection. But let me tell you what I finished off with. For the outer corner, I went in with Too Faced Killer Storm. For the rest of the lower lash line, I went in with Caramel from Melt. For lip liner, I went in with Cafe from Unearthly, and blended it out with Milani's Cafe au Lait. Then I went in with Extra Toasty from Dose of Colors, and then topped it with Spice Vanilla Latte from Buxom. All right, I did have fun duping this. I think I would enjoy it a lot more in the fall time when it just has, those nice grungy fall vibes. But definitely the shimmers for me, I love the shimmers, you guys. So I would definitely switch the shimmers out for something that's a little bit more up my alley. But I did enjoy duping this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I hope to see you again. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.